Welcome to Local Matters, the official Laverne podcast. I'm Anne Smith, Public Information Officer for the City of Laverne. Today I have with me Parks and Recreation Director David McGowen. David has been with the city for more than 12 years. Thanks for joining me.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
So what all does the Parks Department do? I think a lot of folks just think it's events, but it's a lot more than just that.
Yeah, we have about 13 events probably throughout the year. Prep ball fields, football fields, baseball fields. We have 2 complexes at Veterans Park, which is our signature park, 4 ball fields on each one, so we are responsible for the maintenance on those, and a football field. That park alone has basketball courts, tennis courts, which are also lined out for pickleball, inline hockey rink that we are kind of in between what we're going to do with it. It's not getting a whole lot of use right now. Skating, skateboard park, and seems like I'm missing something. Oh, the playground, major playground, and 2 pavilions.
So what all do you guys do kind of on a day-to-day basis throughout the year?
First thing they do, every morning they'll have a crew meeting. After that, it's park pickup. They hit every park in town. I think we have 5 parks. Trash, maintenance on them, make sure everything's in order. If you come through the park and you don't see anything out of place, you don't notice it. As soon as you come through the park and there's trash thrown everywhere, that's going to be the first thing that catches your eye. So that's how they start their day out, maintenance on the parks. After that, they'll have a list. Summertime, grass cutting. We have about 80 acres of park green space that we maintain. Grass cutting, weed eating, always trash pickup, any kind of maintenance throughout the whole city.
So we have quite a few parks around the city, and that, like you said, our signature park is Veterans Memorial Park, but we also have a dog park.
We do have a dog park. It's off Stones River Road. Address, I think it's 377 maybe. We have a small dog park on one side, a large dog park on the other side, with a parking lot in between. It's roughly built on about 3 acres, so it is definitely a pretty good-sized park.
And that's relatively new, too, right? I think it was completed 21, 22?
I believe so. It's within the last couple of years. Part of that was funded from a grant received from the Boyd Foundation, Dog Park Dash. They were huge in helping us get that up and going.
So how does the Parks Department support our rec leagues? I know that we have kids baseball, softball. We also have a football league.
Yeah, 100%. We are support staff for anything they need. Baseball league, we prep their fields. Any kind of maintenance they need on any of the concession buildings, bathrooms, we take care of that. Any tournaments that the ball league would hold, we staff. So we do have a presence there on the weekends. Just because if bad weather comes in, we do maintain the fields. And you can guarantee if there's a tournament, we're going to have some bad weather. Kind of same with the football field. We don't necessarily staff that as much because they're a little bit more self-sufficient. But we do maintain the football field, paint it, line it out, take care of the concessions, bathrooms, press box, and all that.
So you said we have 13, I believe, events every year? That's a lot for a municipality. Who puts on those events?
We have, I think I'm looking at 11. We may have 13. Our events coordinator spearheads all of those events, and it's a team effort with everybody, but she is responsible for spearheading every event, lighting up the entertainment, the guest speakers. So we start with like any holiday we have, Martin Luther King. We have a father-daughter dance. July 4th is one of our probably our biggest attended event. And, of course, we have the Fall Festival, which has recently been rebranded, traditionally known as Old Timers Day. Then we have October comes around. We'll have Goblins and Goodies. We try to have several movies throughout the year, Christmas Parade, Christmas Fall Festival. So, yeah, it's always something. We have a 5K race in there in August. What we have done here recently, I think we're going into our 3rd year, is the block party / touch-a-truck. So we kind of combined 2 events, and that has really been successful for us. It's great to see a bunch of kids come out. We give away hard hats, safety vests, so that's always a good turnout.
And that's coming up, too. That's in May, I think.
It's May 11th. It'll be at Veterans Memorial Park. It is from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m.
I know that that's a very popular event. The first year we had Touch a Truck at Veterans Park, it was overwhelming to see how many kids showed up.
Yeah, I think we were a little bit caught off guard. We knew it was going to be huge. It gives the kids an opportunity to see something that they may not usually get to put their hands on. Big equipment, dump trucks. What kind of surprised us the most were there were several school buses there, and the kids seemed to be drawn more to the school buses, which you would think they would try to stay away from. But, yeah, we are very happy with that. Can't say enough about our staff. Our event coordinator, she stepped into that role probably 3 years ago, maybe 4, and our events continue to grow. And, yeah, it's a good environment.
So some of these events, though, they're so big that it's all hands on deck from the city, like our Fall Festival.
100%. Fall Festival, Parade of Lights. The parades, we have 2 parades throughout the year. One is at the Fall Festival, or Old Timers Day, as most people here in Laverne are still probably going to refer to it as that. And then the Christmas Parade. But that requires all hands on deck. We take all city employees that we can get, any volunteers. This year we're trying something a little different with our Easter drive-through. We do have more city departments involved. Usually it is just 2 or 3, traditionally, Parks Department, maybe police. Library always participates. This year I think we've got City Hall involved, Public Works, Fire, Police. So it's going to be a little better turnout. I think it'll be a little better experience for everybody involved. It'll show the community that there is more interest citywide than just 1 or 2 departments.
And for those who don't know, when COVID hit, we switched from the Easter egg traditional hunt in the park to this drive-through style. And that provides little, essentially, goodie bags of eggs, right, for each kid?
Yes, ma'am. When COVID did hit, majority of the communities around us weren't doing anything. And we may have been the only community at the time that moved forward with an Easter event, and we geared that more towards kids' safety, and that's where the drive-through event came through. Very successful for us. We haven't had really a whole lot of negativity about it. There, of course, you've got some that want to go back to the traditional egg hunt, which, if anybody participated before, we threw a bunch of eggs out on the field, and it was just like mass chaos. This works a little better for us. We bring it back before the Parks Board every year for discussion if they want to continue down that path or if they want to go back to the way it was before. I think the general consensus is we are servicing everybody this way instead of a few, because the majority of the time children would leave that event without anything. And our stance is we're trying to provide a service evenly across the board. And for us, this is a better way to do that. At some point, we may go back the other way. But as of now, I think everybody involved is on board with the way we're moving forward with it.
And I know it's popular. You had a pretty big line last year.
It's extremely popular. Last year, I believe we ran out. The year before, we did not. So this year, we are budgeting for way more. So we do encourage people to get there early, because once we are out, but we are trying to accommodate everybody this year and plan for more.
One thing I want to talk about, too, is that you're also the director over the maintenance department. So what does that do for the city?
Yes, ma'am. Our maintenance department consists of probably 7 people, maintenance supervisor included in that number. And there are a couple dedicated building cleaners to that, probably 3. So we take care of all maintenance on all city buildings, including the building cleaning aspect of it. So there's like 7 or 8 city buildings that we hit. Maintenance can be anything from a broken water line to a building addition. So we pretty much take care of any city need citywide.
So that would be like creating a new office?
Correct. That would be putting together desks, remodeling bathrooms, creating 2 office spaces out of 1. Several years ago, we had a small maintenance team, but it was just generally change light bulbs, unstopped toilets, stuff like that. And then when we decided to go to a dedicated maintenance division, we pretty much cut out all of our contractors. So there's not a whole lot we can not do in-house. Of course, we still have an electrical HVAC company on contract. But other than that, we have a master plumber on staff who's our maintenance supervisor. So we haven't called a plumber out since we have started our own maintenance division.
I'm sure that saves the city a ton of money.
It's amazing because we can stock our vehicles with the plumbing parts we need, and we are not running all over town or waiting on somebody. So majority of the time we can take care of things immediately, and a lot of what really comes into play is on the weekends or holidays. There's always an issue somewhere. If we have 10 holidays, 9 out of 10 of those we're going to get a call on a holiday, and our staff can pretty much come out and take care of it.
Is there anything else about parks or maintenance that we haven't touched on that you wanted to talk about?
I don't know if the public knows, but we're in the process of trying to get a park at Brookside. That is still in the works. Hopefully next year, about 3 years ago, I think, maybe 4, we rehabbed the playground at Veterans Memorial Park. So it's all new equipment, mulch surfacing. This past year, just a couple of weeks ago, we finished up the warm-up station at Veterans Park. So all that equipment is new there, new AstroTurf surfacing there. And our plan next year is to kind of rehab Mankin Park, which is over on the Jefferson Pike side of town. And Brookside is still on our radar, so we definitely still plan on doing that. We do have pavilion rentals. We have building rentals. We rent the multipurpose building, which is behind our City Hall location here. If anybody is interested in that, go online or please contact the Parks office.
I want to thank you so much for joining me today. We've been talking with Parks and Recreation Director David McGowen. For more information on Parks and Rec or to do a facility rental, visit lavergnetn.gov, or you can follow their Facebook page, Laverne Parks and Rec. Until next time, I'm Anne Smith. Thanks for joining us.